Alright, here's for the next installment of storytelling. Storytelling. Yep. I've got several. I'm about halfway through it right now. The next installment is how I got started with a TV show. When I was a lot younger, probably in my 30s, 40s, I always wanted to get into radio, TV, anything to do with the public and everything. I didn't know how. I knew I wanted to, but I didn't know how. I was always Hold on just a second. I got to make a few texts here. One more. I got two right in a row. Okay. Okay. But anyway, he'll probably text again, but I ain't going to answer it. But anyway, if anybody out there is listening to this, probably not, but I'm going to do it anyway. You look at it later, I guess, because it'll be on my website, ams-production.com. But I always wanted to get into it. I just didn't know how. And as I get older, I found out that you could actually... I think I heard something about Country Boy Eddie buying his airtime. He bought up a lot of airtime at the same time, and on Channel 6 when it was real cheap and everything, and he bought it up. He bought the airtime. So I figured all you got to do is get sponsors to, do commercials and I do my whole show. I knew what I wanted my show to be about. Only thing I knew about, a little bit about music. So that's what I wanted it to be about. I actually wanted it to be kind of a variety kind of thing with jokes and humor and craziness and stuff like that. And didn't have no special lighting, didn't have no green screen, didn't have none of this back then. I done it out of a trailer up around Bug Tussle. Y'all know where Bug Tussle is on 69? Up on the hill there, I lived with a young lady in her trailer, and I did it out of her trailer, out of one of her rooms, had a computer and everything. Didn't know what I was doing. I learned as I went. I actually got my songs off of YouTube. It's probably illegal, but I didn't know it at the time. So I got songs off the YouTube. Told you. And some, when I got going real good and people knew what I was doing, knew what I was doing, I eventually studied up on TV thing. But when people found out what I was doing, they actually started giving me some of their old VHS tapes. And I would transfer it and put it on their band. Some of it was like in the 80s, but it didn't matter, the song. And I was telling somebody before my first episode, I was telling somebody that I was fixing to be on TV. And, well, they said, well, what's the name of it? I didn't even have a name for it. And I said, well, I ain't got a name for it. I just knew what I was going to do. I didn't really have a name. I wasn't no game plan or nothing. I got sponsors. I bought my airtime. I'm hearing a car out there. And didn't really have a name for it. And they said, well, what's it about? What's it going to be about? And I said, well, it's going to be about, it's going to be all about music. And right when I said it, boom, I said, hey, it's all about the music. So when I first done my show, I done it on a local, get off of there. I did it on a local TV show out in Jasper, analog. If y'all can see this right here at the top of that CD, this is my very first. It says, it's all about the music. This is some of my very first shows, and they are humorous, because I didn't know what I was doing. I talked too much. Of course, right now, I'm supposed to be talking. So I didn't know what I was doing, and as time went on, I started actually going out and taping bands instead of finding them, because I actually probably run out. My intros, I may have some intros on here. Let me see if I can find one of the intros. My very first intro. And what I done is I just done the camera around like this right here in front of my computer, one of the old monitor computers, and I changed the effect on it where it had there's a neon around and everything. And I actually used one of the songs that was on the editor program. Okay, let me see if I can find that sucker. Should be right here. And let me see. I'm in the right place here. I'm just looking for the right video. I think I'm in the right place. I may not be in the right place. But that's all I done. I used one of the songs, and eventually Joseph Baldwin, y'all know him from up around Hamilton and Winfield, up in that area. I used one of his songs that he wrote, and he won an award for it and everything. It's called I'm Alabama. And eventually I changed my name to this because I wanted to showcase Alabama talent. So I renamed it this right here. And it's still that, and it ain't going to change from now on. It's going to be AlabamaMusicSceneTV. Let me try one more place because it wasn't there. It may be right here. No. Should be right here. But it was kind of humorous, and I really want to show y'all that if I just find it here. Should be right here. It's loading up, y'all. One, two, three. Here we go. Let me see if this is it here. Yep. Very first one I came to. Alright, here it is, folks, and this was my very first intro when I started my TV show. Hold on, Duke. She smells alfalfa. I think that was slowed down in slow motion there. But anyway, that was my very first intro to my show. You know, I've got my own intro now. I even got my own music, theme music when it comes on. A guy from Tuscaloosa made it for me. And he asked me what the show was about, and I told him, and he went home. He's got a recording studio. Good friend of mine, good left-handed drummer, y'all. Good singer, too. And he made me that intro to my song. Let me play that for you while we're talking here. I hope. Here we go. Okay, movie, music. Alright, here we go. See if you can hear this.
Alabama, Music Scene TV. Come on in this happy place. We're one big family. We got jokes and fun and sing-alongs, some for you to see. It's Alabama Music Scene TV. Yeah. Yes, it is. Do it, Farrell. Alabama.
Thank you, Phil Thrash, for making me that theme song. Great theme song. He put everything together on that and didn't charge me a thing, and I appreciate Phil for doing that. And he was actually going to make me a second one. And I said, heck no, everybody's already singing this one. This is my theme song now. So I got my own theme song. I make my own graphics on here. I have studied TV. I'll show you a $75 book here I got. If I can pick it up, it's big and heavy. So I've studied in that, plus online. They have actually got a cyber college online that teaches you television production. Of course, I don't need all of it. I just read and studied what I needed to do. And I don't want it to be like the newscast, you know, where it's everything's, and I want some of it, you know, I want it to go smoothly, but I want some of it to be outlandish, you know what I mean? So that's pretty much how I got started, you know, and plus, that first one I put the show on, they kept on cutting my time, minute and a half, minute, 2 minutes, off of my show at the end of it. And what really made me mad is when they would cut it off, they would start playing their own commercials. And see, when you get airtime, you have to sign a contract to at least be on 6 months. And that's cool, you know, and everything. But they also give you a certain time that you pay for. 28 minutes and 30 seconds. That's what they tell you. 28 minutes. And when they cut it off to 26:30, that's 2 minutes. And you'd be surprised how much stuff, when you're building these shows, how much stuff you can get on in 2 minutes. And I went out there first time they done it, I went and told them, hey, I said, hey, listen, matter of fact, that first time, at the end of the show, I wished somebody a happy birthday. And it was real weird because it was in the middle of a song, and the song just stopped. And they started airing their own commercials. I said, well, they'll probably put it back on. But they didn't. It just kept doing theirs. Why is this thing going off and on here? Y'all see that? Oh, it was this heater. But anyway, I told them and brought it to their attention. I said, listen, man, I pay for $28.30 and I'm not getting it. And I watched it the next time. Sure enough, they done it again. And they done it again. So heck, I took it off the air. And then they tried to sue me, said I breached the contract because I wasn't on 6 months, you understand. I said, no, you breached the contract. You said I had 28 minutes and 30 seconds. That's what I paid for. I did not get that. So they breached the contract, and they was wanting to sue me and all that. But I said, I'll sue you. So I ain't heard no more from them. And that's been years ago, at least 10 to 12 years ago. Well, this right here was 08. That's how long I've been doing this, 08. So that's when my first one went on, I think March the 7th. Oh, it's doing it again. March the 7th in 08. I don't know what's going on with that going off and on. So then I found out there was a production over here on Green Top that put stuff, and they go out a lot further than that little local station did. Actually, it was on cable TV. So it went out to over 600,000 homes. That don't mean they're watching it, but they could watch it. Over 600, and you'd be surprised. I was up in Decatur, just outside Decatur in Priceville. I was taping a band. One of the musicians said, do I know you? And I said, I don't think so. I've been up here at some, other time, about 2 or 3 years ago. But I wasn't taping, I was just here. And he said, I've seen you somewhere. And he went out back to smoke, because you couldn't smoke in the place. And about 15 minutes later, he come running back in. He said, I know where I saw you. You know where he saw me. He said, I was flipping channels, and I saw you on TV, and I was just fixing to flip it off, and you was doing a blooper segment. And he said, I stayed on because you was doing that blooper segment. It's hard to do this show to get everything just right. I have cheat sheets and everything around me right here. Y'all can't see them, but they're right in front of me. One up there, I'm going to be looking up, but usually it's down here where I can read it. And it says, from the Frog Festival, TK and the Right Pieces. From Bethel Church, Decrease. And Streetcar, we also got jokes, video of the week, picture of the week, and much, much more. See, if it don't go that smoothly, I save it, because it's funny. And once a month, I put on a blooper reel. And that's I was up in Russellville. That's far from where I live. This guy was standing at the bathroom in line to go to the bathroom. I was taping a band that night, and this guy was talking to me just like he was my next door neighbor. I mean, and I was thinking, who is this guy? And finally, this is me now. I said, how do you know me? He said, oh, I watch you on TV all the time. So people watches it. Friend of mine down in Prattville watched it all the time. My good friend Henry Lavoie, I used to go to his place, wasn't friends with him. Henry Lavoie with Razzmatazz. He was with the Rockin' Rebellions, everywhere. Now, I used to go to his place, Hogan's Hideaway, on South Side, and went to 280, the Hogan's Irish Pub on 280 a few times. Now, he plays 3 nights a week at Bar 31. I went to hear him play, but I wasn't friends with him. One Saturday, I get a phone call about noon, and it was Henry Lavoie. He said, hi, this is Henry Lavoie of Rockin' Rebellions. That's what he said. And I said, well, Henry, I know who you are. And me and him talking, he was telling me he appreciated what I'd done for musicians and everything. And that was cool to come from Henry. And actually, that night I was taping at the VFW in Birmingham. And when I left there, I went on down and seen Henry. Been friends ever since. That's why I go to Bar 31. I'm friends with them. Michael and Kenny Weber, 2 brothers, used to play with Revolver. Played a lot of Beatles songs, you know. Greg Brown, he used to be with KD Riser. Pull them up on YouTube, man. You'll hear it, and now they're together. And they play. Henry told me they had 15 pages of songs they could do. I was lucky to have 1 page. They said they had 15. Now, they probably got 16 pages. You know what I mean? But that's the response I get. And if I ever go back on, Channel 80 is no more. But his son has Over the Mountain channel. It's still Charter Cable, Channel 21. Now, don't get it confused with Channel 21 out of Birmingham. This is Charter Cable, Channel 21. Got it? It's called Over the Mountain. If I ever go back on, it will be on that channel. But if you ain't got Charter, listen to me now. If you ain't got Charter, go to this right here. There's a tab on there. It says TV show. You can watch it right there. Every time I make a show, it goes on my website, ams-production.com. So there's several ways you can watch my show. And plus, I put it on Facebook. If you're my Facebook friend, it's on Facebook. I put it on. I got 2 channels there. One called AlabamaMusicSceneTV live streams, and the one I'm on right now. No, I'm not on Facebook right now. Sorry. But the one that's in my name, I put it on there, so you can't miss it. And I work it. All you sponsors out there, if you want to, and now it goes out to way over 600,000. It goes out to close to 1 million on that Channel 21. So 1 million viewers. And I work it. I don't let it just sit there and people just try to find it, you know, by mistake, like the guy in Priceville did, flipping channels. When I go somewhere way off, like Tuscaloosa, Montgomery, Anniston, Gadsden, Decatur, Huntsville, Muscle Shoals, I stop periodically and I put these flyers out. It tells where you can see it, what time, my website, got all the information. Now, I don't just let my show sit there and people find it by, you know, mistake. You know, I work my show now. So, that's how I got started in TV. You just buy your airtime, take off, study a little bit now. And all my graphics, I've got several things behind me, like this green screen that I can put behind me. Let me show you this green screen here. One time, yeah, one time. I'm doing this wrong. Yeah, I clicked on the wrong thing, y'all. Here we go. It says chroma key right here. What color? Boom. See, it's turning black now. It means the chroma key is working. And you can put, after you do that, you can put anything behind you, because actually it's black, but it's actually see-through right now. So if I put anything back there, it's going to show up everywhere it's black. So I'm going to go get something here. What can I get, y'all? Army work textures. Let's do his textures here. Yeah, this is just wood and everything, and I'm going to stretch it out where it'll look right. Now I'm going to put it, now I'm fixing to put it right over here. So here goes. So now that banner's on wood. So that's pretty cool. I've you know, made this green screen and everything. It looks like I'm in a studio sometimes and everything. And I didn't tell people. And I made my studio, you know, I used to do it just out of a room in that trailer when I first started. Didn't have no special lighting or anything like that. Now I've got all kind of lights. I can hook all kind of lights that really brings me out here. I don't know why this is going back and forth here. It's worrying me. No idea. I don't know if y'all can see it or not, but it's going back and forth here. But this is my storytelling segment, and you know, right now, after I did that, and I've got 2 computers, a laptop. I've got 2 desktops in here. Got one that I do my Photoshop work. I do research with the other one over there. I even make the credits on the other one. I do live broadcast on this one. Sometimes I do live broadcast on the laptop because it's got the same program as I got here. I don't know why it's going back and forth. But now I've got a room in my house that I have made a studio where I can do my TV show. I've got it set up for my TV production center here. I've got my cameras, tripod. I got like 7 tripods. I got 1 table desktop, just a small desktop. And look at here. If you want it bigger, it just pulls out. I run up on that by accident, but man, it's come in handy. I've got a couple really good. I've got banners. I got a bigger banner than this. It's white over on the wall. I've got egg cartons where it can dull the sound and won't echo and stuff. But this is my studio now. It's about a 15 by 15 room. About a 15 by 15. And I've set it up just for my to make my show. And listen to this. You're gonna get a kick out of this. I'm on TV, and I'm fixing to show you what I do my TV show with. And this is actually the 3rd camera that I've had. I've wore 2 other ones out, and I thought I had wore this one out. And this is a $400 camera. I mean, it ain't a cheapo. That's what I do my TV show with. This tapes in HD. I put it right there. I've got another one I tape bands with right over there, the bigger flip out camera and everything. And one of the, about 4 years ago, I did a Halloween show and actually did it with this cell phone right here. It had some it had some special effects on there that I used on my Halloween show, and I done my TV show with a cell phone. You just got to know how to do it. And I've learned a lot from mistakes and everything, and I still make mistakes. But I want to do craziness on my show. I have interviewed myself. I have eat dog food. I have eat a ghost pepper live on TV. I do some crazy stuff on here that's hilarious. I mean, it's funny. And I want people to see it, even if they just see it and then go away. I want them to think, let me go over there and see what that nut's doing now. See, that's the way I want it to be. That's the way I want my show. Plus, I highlight these Alabama musicians, bands, and songwriters. That's what I do. I love doing that. They need recognition. They need people to see them and everything. So I put them out there where people can see them. Who knows? You know, there's something for everybody. Bands that I think is just fantastic. Somebody else may not think that. I have seen bands that I thought, why are they playing music? I didn't think they could play at all. Somebody else thought they was the best band in Alabama. So there's something out there for everybody. And I wanted to put it out there. You may see something on my show, a band or a musician or a songwriter, and then you be driving by a place and see their name and say, I seen him on that show, I'm going to stop. You know, it helps them out, it helps me out. I've interviewed Jimmy Johnson. He is one of the Swampers, not the race car driver, but the Swamper. You know, he died not long ago. But I got to interview him a couple of years ago before he died. Had some cool stories. Even when I interviewed him, cut the camera off, we went on into the where they made the music at in the place there, recording studio. And he was still talking, telling me stories and stuff. And on the way home, a friend of mine, we was talking, I looked at him, I said, you know, the best interview was when I cut the camera off. I mean, he was still talking and told some good stuff. And I didn't even get it on tape. At least I should have, you know, what was I saying? Put it on audio or something. I don't know, but I didn't. But I've interviewed him. I've interviewed other people like that. Henry Lavoie. You know, Henry Lavoie back in the 60s, you know, they was on the radio and everything. Rockin' Rebellions. Any way the wind blows. It's actually a Frank Zappa song. And Henry told me he was out in California and he met Frank Zappa. And Frank Zappa found out about Any Way the Wind Blows, and he said, you owe me royalties. Ooh, that'd be a lot of royalties, because that was Frank Zappa's song, Any Way the Wind Blows. But anyway, that's how I got started my TV show. You just go out, and if you got enough money, you can buy it yourself, which I don't. I went out and got sponsors. And I even made the commercials myself. And you buy your airtime, put your show on. And it ain't as much as you thought. Now, some of these networks, even Tuscaloosa, the channel, or what channel is they're on in Tuscaloosa, channel 23, I even checked them. They was going to put it on one time, like at, I think they said 11:30 on Saturday night, one time, and it was $2,500 for 30 minutes. $2,500 for 30-minute show one time a week. This Charter cable, the last time I had it on, he played it 7 times a week. And probably just as many people watched it. It was a lot of fun. But I got to go get the sun now. And if you ever want to put a TV show on, check it out. I even checked out into buying my own analog TV station. About $150,000 for just a small one. I said, well, that's out. If I ever win the lottery, I'm doing it. So that's the way I got started, and sooner or later I'm going to be back on TV. But for now, I do a show once a month, and I put it on my website. That's my website right there. AMS dash, not an underscore where it's down there, but a dash, production.com. Just go to it. There's a lot of tabs. Look at all them tabs. They got one that's got a gallery, and it's got a lot of my hosts that I've used, my girl hosts, where places we've been. A lot of pictures on there. So check it out, man. Go to it. There's one on right now. I think it's like a Valentine's show or something. I done forgot. But anyway, it's on now. Just go to the tab that says TV show. Right next to it now, there's one that says archive. Go to that archive and scroll all the way down, and you can see this segment over again. See, all my shows is on there. Okay? Go to the archive and pick out the one you want. Alright, my next one is how I met my best friends. You had Steve Dawkins, Stan Ballinger, and I've added a new one. Ken Maddox. He's my buddy. Can't deny him, man. He goes with me to my chemo appointments and all this stuff. And took me to Memphis for my birthday. Can't beat him, man. Cannot beat him. You've heard me talk about Crazy Girl? Well, this is Crazy Girl's hubby. Okay? So, next segment's on how I met these guys. So y'all stay tuned. See y'all later. Keep making music, Alabama. Yeah.